What is going on YouTube? In today's video, I want to share with you guys how I was able to fund my Airbnb business startup at 21 years old. The reason I want to make this video is because I get a lot of people that reach out to me and they want to start this business model, but they don't have any money. So that's kind of like a problem. I think a lot of people are misguided, they're misled. They think that they can start being an Airbnb host with no money at all. You see these Instagram pages with business advice and business investing tips, and they'll always have like, 10 ideas you can start to make passive income online or something. And like, I'll see Airbnb and they're like here and there, and a lot of the times like they'll have a post that's like businesses you can start with no money, and they'll have Airbnb as one of those businesses. In a perfect world, I'm sure there's some way of figuring out a way of starting it with no money, but in the world we live in, it's not realistic to me, in my opinion. Just from me going out and speaking to multiple landlords and apartment complex owners, I don't think there's a realistic way of you actually getting into this with no money at all. You're gonna need money for the lease agreement, you're gonna need money for furniture and for appliances, you're gonna need money to fall back on in case you don't make rent that month. I just wanna make this video so you guys can understand, like, you need money to make money. You'll need a couple $1,000s to get started with this business model. So guys, without further ado, let's get into the video. I wanna kind of share my history and how I was able to get enough money, or like have enough money saved or ready to invest at a relatively young age, based off of what I've seen in the real world, based off of like how people are raised and taught and educated financially, especially on the lower level, right? Like, I myself can say that I came from poverty, not even middle class. I came from a very poor background. At one point for 6 years of my life, my family all lived in one bedroom, and I never really went into details like on my childhood, on how I was raised. We lived in a very poor neighborhood, and like I said guys, there were 6 of us living in one room. That was my mom, my dad, and my siblings at the time. The reason I mention that is because a little bit of money to me was a lot of money back then. My mindset about money was very different. Just to make it short and sweet for you guys, I ended up getting a job and I made sure to invest my money. And I invested a lot of my money in courses. I was doing this back like 2-3 years ago, before like this was a fad. So I was buying courses, I was paying for mentorship. I'm sure a lot of you guys can understand where I'm coming from with this. I wasn't raised with money, I wasn't raised financially aware. That's something that I had to do myself. Just to kind of validate what I'm talking about here, in 2015, I was broke. I was completely broke, and I just want to show you guys a screenshot I took of my bank account. This was November 12th, 2015. I had $3 to my name, and I'm not making this up. I don't know if any of you can relate with me here, but like, I was literally living paycheck to paycheck. I had no money even though I was employed, and my coworkers were kind of in the same boat. Nobody around me was there to help me out. And lo and behold, Serge, the guy that bought this house, like, we were there for each other. I guess we finally made a decision in our lives, like, hey, we're gonna be different. We're gonna do something with ourselves. We're not gonna sit here and just rot away like all these other people. So guys, there was a switch in my brain that just kind of clicked. And since then, I was on my path to success. And guys, everyone has a different definition of success. It's subjective to everyone's situation. In my opinion, success is waking up every single day without having anyone tell you what to do, and you just live life on your own terms. So what I ended up doing, I went and got a job and I started making money, hard-earned money, guys, manual labor. I was breaking my back every single day, in and out, and I was looking for ways to get out of that situation to where like I could use the money I had earned to invest it. And guys, this started small. It started with budgeting. It started with managing my money on like a micro level. Like, every transaction, I was aware of it. I was aware of my money was going. I wasn't spending money on stupid things. And from there, I was introduced to trading stocks. And I see this all over the internet now, but back then, nobody else was doing it. It's kind of unheard of. I was telling my coworkers back in the day, I was like, hey guys, check this out. You can make money on your computer, on your phone, by doing absolutely nothing and just like understanding how the price action works. And nobody believed me. That like, everyone was like skeptical that I was gonna ever make money. But guys, if you're watching this, you're my ex-coworkers, here I am now living my life, and you guys are still at work. Now that you guys have a little understanding of how I was raised and like what my financial situation was growing up, so let's fast forward to me being aware of cryptocurrency. This is something that I kind of had in the peripherals of my eye the entire time I was learning about day trading, learning about stocks. I always saw an article here and there about Bitcoin. I saw an article about cryptocurrency. And it's not something that I was too focused on at the time. Like, this is back when Bitcoin was priced around $800. And I was just aware that it existed, which that gave me the advantage whenever the entire massive like 2017 thing went down. For everyone who is aware of that, like, Bitcoin skyrocketed to $19,000. Well guys, I just happened to own some cryptocurrency, and I sold at the very top. Long story short, I sold Bitcoin at 19,000. I was watching the charts very carefully. I watched it get rejected because it had previously hit 20,000, had a correction, and it came back to that same price level and it immediately got shut down. I instinctively knew to sell my position. I've already seen the price move up thousands of dollars, which is like unprecedented, especially if you guys trade stocks. If you know anything about the stock market, you see little incremental gains and percents. Like you'll see like a 1% or 2% gain, maybe 20% gain on the day. That initially like boosted me to the next level financially, where I was able to quit my job. And I realized like I have all this money, let me leverage this money, let me do something with this money. I started my Airbnb business, I started this YouTube channel. At the time I had no idea that the Airbnb business would work, but guys, it's something that I decided like, hey, I'm in this situation where I have enough money to invest in myself, what am I gonna do with it? Invested into my Airbnb business, invested into equipment, and started my YouTube channel, which has now generated me like $750 on my first month of being monetized. 2 different businesses I was able to like diversify into and put my own time into and work for myself, building this brand. So why did I share all this information with you guys? Well, I just want to let you guys know that it didn't happen like overnight. I was fully aware of the fact that you need money to make money, and so I went out, I got a job, I worked my butt off for 2 years, I made money, and I invested that money, and it just so happened that my investments paid off to the point where I was able to quit my job and start a really profitable business and start this YouTube channel, which in itself is a very profitable business for those of you guys who aren't aware of that. I don't want to make it seem like I'm gloating or bragging. I just want to let you guys know kind of like how I was able to get here. Like, how does a 21-year-old coming from like literally poverty, coming from being broke, you know, end up in my situation? Well, this is it, guys. It takes time, it takes preparation. If you don't know how to manage $1,000, you won't know how to manage $10,000, so on and so forth. So guys, that's why you see people that hit the lottery, you see people that make it big really quickly, they end up burning through their cash because they don't know how to manage their money. So one takeaway from this video is, if you want to be successful, if you want to reach a point in your life where you're not working for anybody except for yourself, you want to make sure that you are aware of your finances and you know how to manage money, even on the smallest level. I encourage you guys to go out there and figure out how to manage what you're currently making right now, like what your earnings are. Put that money away to invest. In my day in life video, I included that I had a buy order for Litecoin at 102.40. I think that was like the price, somewhere around there. At this level here, it dropped down to 102 and it bottomed out. So I placed a 49 Litecoin buy order at 102.40, and I'm hoping the price will go down to 102.40 today. It'll get filled and we'll see a nice reversal. So for those of you guys who want to know more about that, you know, I've never really talked about it. I just want to let you guys know that I'm out of that trade and I'm currently still trading cryptocurrencies. I was buying cryptocurrency at the bottom, and just so you guys know, like, I see people always talk about it. So cryptocurrency is not something that I really like to talk about to anyone because I feel like it's only particular to my situation. Like, if I try to explain to somebody like I trade this digital coin to make money, I'm not gonna understand it. It took me years of preparation in order to get to where I'm at, so I don't expect anyone to just like understand what I'm talking about when I say I'm trading Litecoin. In the past 30 days alone, my trading volume is at $65,000. So guys, long story short, I used cryptocurrency profits to start my business and free myself of my job. All with information that I was able to obtain with a mentor, learning how to read candlestick charts, learning how to read technical analysis. It's not some fairy tale, it's not some made up story. This is my life, you know, I'm living it, and I just want to share that with you guys. You guys have been here on my channel for quite some time now. This channel exists simply because of smart investments I've made in the past. Obviously my situation is very particular to me. I'm not trying to say go out there and start investing in cryptocurrencies. I think this is a very important message for anybody who's kind of struggling with finances, struggling like with being broke. Like, you just have to open your mind to different ways of using your money to make you money. That's all that cryptocurrency is to me. All I simply do is trade it on the charts, and you gotta be smart with it. You gotta be very disciplined. I don't talk about it a lot, like I just explained to you guys. I don't like talking about it. That's just something that I want to make very clear. You need money to make money. For all of you guys out there who think you can start your Airbnb business without any money whatsoever, you need to go get a job. You need to go work hard for it and invest that, and you'll see and reap the rewards. I have had a question recently asking like whether or not I'm at 6 listings, how I said I was going to be by the end of the year. So my answer to that question is yes, I have that in mind. Although I don't know if I'm gonna do it in Springfield where I currently live. I may just start hosting remotely, and I'll keep you guys updated on whatever happens. Thank you guys all for staying tuned for this video. I know it's kind of long and it's kind of about me, but I just want to share this with you guys, and I hope you guys found it very valuable. If you haven't already, be sure to like this video and subscribe to my channel for more. Thank you guys so much, and I will see you all in the next one.